Good morning, everybody. This is Butch Popeye Moss. Welcome to Breakfast with Popeye. And yeah, I've already finished my breakfast, but doesn't mean you can't finish. But I'm still drinking my coffee. I see Jamon Rooney is in the live chat. Now, I just decided to come on this morning because I want to talk about the players. Yeah. Not only Cole Thomas Allen, the shooter, or the attempted shooter that shot one person, and luckily he had a good protective vest on, and it's our understanding right now that the bullet hit his cell phone. So between the vest and the cell phone, hey, it worked. It worked. So, and tonight in particular, I'm going to be talking to you kids on TikTok, because we're going to expose a few things to you. You might know this, you might not. If you are a left-wing extremist, you're not going to get it. You'll just keep on doing what you're doing and understand. Well, we'll get there. We'll get there. So, yeah, Cole Thomas Allen. Now, he's been dubbed as a genius by President Trump, law enforcement, but really, is he a genius or just plain stupid? Really. Because nothing he did really worked other than getting into the Hilton as a guest. And yeah, you probably already heard all this. But I want to point out a few things. Who are the players in this thing? You have the president, the vice president, his staff. And then they had an audience of 2,000 people. Probably 95% are left-wing, Democratic, socialist, or outright communist, whose job it is to cause chaos and attack Trump 24/7. Now what those people do, spread hate. They're going to call the president, the vice president, his staff, they're going to call them all Nazis. They're going to call people of the conservative side Nazis. And all kinds of other names. That's what they're doing. They're trying to indoctrinate you into their narrative. It's that simple. And have they changed their tune since they all ran for cover? Many of them crying. Now, I don't blame them for that. If you get scared. When the Secret Service people came out with guns, not blazing, just guns, and trying to get control of everything. And they did. They did. But you have to understand who these people are. Back in the Tea Party days, this was around 2010. Now, the Tea Parties were formed over government spending They were spending too much money. And that's what brought all the tea parties together across the nation. You may not know this because that's been quite a while back. That's 16 years. You may have been a teenager at that time or in elementary school. I'm talking to you young TikTokers. So is he a genius or stupid? Because now he has ruined his life for many years to come. They're going to throw the book at him. But you can see what's going on. Because just minutes after he tried to breach into the White House Correspondent Dinner, minutes after, they were already saying, well, it's a conspiracy. Donald Trump did this on purpose. It was in black and white to make it look spooky. All this BS that's been going out across the internet and on TV. Who are the main culprits every time? Lunatics on the left, CNN, MSNBC, ABC, CBS, the list runs on and on, The View. Now, as they were all scared to hell, it didn't stop them from what they do. Because they get their orders back in the Tea Party days now, everybody. We used to call it fax journalism. In other words, the DNC would send out the narrative for the day, and in every TV station, every internet podcast on the left-wing side were pushing the same narrative again and again and again. And they still do that to this day. They get their marching orders from their producers and the DNC and other nefarious people on the Democratic side. What they do is they spread lies and hate. And what I compare them to is the IRGC. They're going to push this stuff out there till you believe it. And the IRGC does the same tactics. Right now, and I'm switching gears a little bit here. Hang with me. Right now, the IRGC is flying a guy around, one of the negotiators. He's going to Russia. He's going back and forth. He's going to Pakistan. And he's spewing stuff left and right. All they're doing is stalling. Is all they're doing. They're pushing a narrative. And are you going to fall for it? Are you going to fall for it? Are you going to... You have to understand, these people want to destroy our constitutional republic. They want to turn it into a one-party system, kind of like is going on in Europe right now. All you have to take a look at them and know that their freedoms are being pounced on. In the UK, you can be arrested what you may post on Facebook if they don't like it. It is not a free speech country anymore, the UK. Most of Europe is that way. You can go to jail for what you say or for what you think. So you have to be careful about what you're posting in those countries. Now, right now, we're taking another look at Rumble. We may go back, or we may do YouTube, and we may do Rumble at the same time, because YouTube is not a free speech platform. They want to control what you say. They want to control what music you may play. And it's our opinion at Texas Biker Radio News, otherwise TBR News, it's our opinion you should play, if they put their music on the YouTube and spread it across the internet, it's fair game. If you don't want your music played on YouTube or anybody to use it, you don't want them to use it, don't post it. That's it, period. Now, on Rumble, they don't do that. You don't get a copyright. But let me say this, too. Because they flim-flam you. The thing about it is, they make it almost impossible for you to get monetized. And we've been at this at least 12 years here on YouTube. And we're not monetized yet. Not that we give a damn about it, but it does cost money to do all this. It's not free. And nowadays, they will double bill you. They will get into your bank account if you're not careful. And then when they do bill you, it's under another name. You don't know what the hell it is. But I'm getting off track. Let's get back to the Democrats and what they're doing and what they've done after there was an attempt on the president, his staff, his vice president, and yeah, could have been people in the audience. So this is our message to you. Don't be stupid, because the Democrats fan the flames of hate. They're hoping for a lunatic, somebody's mind who's made a muss and has been indoctrinated into believing everything they say. Trump is the best president in my lifetime. America first there's nothing wrong with it. It's a fact, what it should be. It's the way it should be. But these people that cause chaos and hate, they want to tear it down. And this crap they're pushing in the colleges, and the paid protesters that go out there every day. And I'm shocked and surprised. We haven't figured out who's behind all this and who's all doing all the funding. We know who it is, but nothing happens. You know George Soros is behind a lot of this, maybe most of it. But there are other organizations like the SPLC. Yeah. It's crazy out there. It is. And we are now a fraud nation. And now we are fighting for our constitutional republic because of mass migration. It's already happened all over Europe. They're doomed. Unless they make a 180-degree turnaround and get the mass migration under control. In other words, getting them out of there before they lose their culture and before they have control. And that's happening in Minnesota right now. Yes, it is. Michigan. It's incredible. But we, I'm saying you and me, and to you young people, don't ruin your life. Don't. And if these people ever get back in control, and I'm talking about the Democrats, they're going to finish the job. They're going to open up the borders. They're going to get rid of law enforcement. And I know everybody has their problems, or some, like motorcycle groups, have their problems with law enforcement. But they will tell you they're not against law enforcement. They are against corrupt law enforcement. And think about that. Don't be stupid and ruin your life like this young man has done. Cole Thomas Allen. Even his family right now has said he was getting out of control with all this rhetoric about Trump and Republicans and all that stuff. Now, they claim he's a genius, but I'm not sure about that. Because let me tell you, I worked aircraft for 27 years. And what we learned in those 27 years is that the people, and especially in our union, left-wing lunatics, no justice, no peace, all that crap you hear today. But they will finish the job. They will get rid of the filibuster, and that's what we should do right now so we can get important legislation passed. Now, I don't know what the NSA does nowadays. We'll dig into that. Maybe they're just all about people trying to attack the country and from foreign lands instead of our domestic terrorists, like the DNC, because that's what they've turned into. And now we are a fraud nation because of them. Because they've been on the take for many, many years. And let's hope and pray that our Justice Department gets their act together and figure out who's who. Especially those who's on the left that are spreading hate, spreading a false narrative, and causing these murders, like Charlie Kirk. Yeah, they caught the guy, but every one in the Democratic Party outside of Fetterman are in on this stuff. They've enriched themselves off of our back. They have stolen taxpayers' money. That's a fact. It's time for you to know what's going on and understand it. It's not hard to find, but don't go to Google ChatGPT, because they're going to put out a narrative too. They don't want you to say anything negative. They don't want you to use the word of terrorist. They don't want you to use the word of murder. And this video will probably get smashed by YouTube. They probably won't post it or take it down. Or it may be like they did in one a few weeks ago, where they said, well, what you said and did, but we can't use it in 200 countries. So our video was blocked from 200 countries around the world. Think about that. That's not freedom of speech. But seriously considering and going back to Rumble, starting over. That's tough to do. You don't want to do it, but you want to think that YouTube is a fair system, and it's not. You know, if you let them put ads, and really, we don't let them do it, they just do it. Put ads on our videos. They're making a profit off of it, but they're damn sure not going to let us, because of the stringent process of getting monetized. 4,000 video hours, unless you have an idea that really takes off, unless you have a guy that is good looking and talks well, has a radio quality voice. I don't have any of that. It never will, unless I use AI to change my voice, and I can do that. I can create an AI video in a couple hours where I'm not even in the picture. As we go forward here, we're going to be posting pictures and stuff. Yeah. So this is from back in the day. You remember I talked about defending the rights of people that have had their constitutional rights violated. This is a pic from McKinney, Texas, where a young lady who was a Trump supporter had people vandalizing her house. So our club found out about it. We talked to her, and we went to her place. So we promptly found out who the guy was that was leading that charge to vandalize her home. And we went and knocked on his door and told him, we know who you are, what you're doing. If there's any more damage at that house, we know who it is. You don't want us coming back. And it stopped right there in its tracks. Yeah. And as everybody knows, I'm a veteran Navy man. This is me back in the day. I'm the guy in the middle. I don't know which operation we were on right there. We took that, I think that's a TD-25 bulldozer. That's my boat behind me. So we took that thing swimming in the ocean. Kind of going surfing with it. Up to the seat, snorkeling. It's incredible. Of course, I wasn't on that. Well, I was up at 2 years on that in the amphibs and small boat division. And then I went to Beachmasters. This is right here. You know, the crazy thing about it, and yes, that is me. The crazy thing about it is the Beachmasters are still using those larks. I don't know. The ones I saw lately was out of BMU 1 on the West Coast, and theirs is still tan. Ours was gray, and we put those teeth on them, and then the captain liked it so good, we had to do all 100 of them. That was a task. This is me aboard the USS Shadwell, where we're going overseas. Yeah. Back in the day. So right now, next podcast, we're going to be talking, you veterans, listen up. Listen up. We're going to be talking about Little Creek, Virginia, and other contaminated bases around the country. Contaminated to hell. Let's get together and talk about it. And we'll make sure it's clear when we're going to do that. It's incredible what's going on with the VA. And when your claims are rejected, the stuff that happens in your service, make sure you get everything documented, whether you're sick or not. If it's something that you think may cause you harm way down the line, and I mean years and decades, when the stuff that's inside your body all of a sudden either takes its toll or activates, like cancer, like multiple cancers. It's incredible, everybody. It is, and we'll be talking about that soon. Watch for the video. You're going to know. You're going to know when we're covering that topic. But meanwhile, everybody, TikTokers, don't be stupid and ruin your life like these young men have done that's either tried to take somebody's life or did. It's not worth it to ruin your life. Prove that you're a genius by not being hoodwinked by the people on the left. that are the culprits to everything that's going on. With that, this is Butch Popeye Moss. We'll see you on the next one. Subscribe, like and subscribe. Ring that bell so you'll know when we come live. We don't spam you at all, ever. Have a great day, everybody. I'm going to. Bye-bye.